welcome to Write to Read virtual classroom. Okay, children, today we are going to listen to a nice poem.
If all the seas were one sea, what a great sea that would be! And if all the trees were one tree, what a great tree that would be! And if all the axes were one axe, what a great axe that would be! And if all the men were one man, what a great man he would be! And if the great man took the great axe and cut down the great tree and let it fall into the great sea, what a splish-splash that would be!
Okay, children, you listen to a nice song, right? It is about if all the seas were one sea, right? So in this picture also you can see an axe also, see? The sea is there. Now we are moving to today's lesson. It's an interesting one. It's about this poem. It's in page. Now it's in page number 58. You have, yes, if all the seas were one sea. Right. Now imagine this sort of a thing. Now see the poem. If all the seas were one sea. Now they are using if clause to explain this. If means that is uncertainty. These things can be happen, sometimes you cannot, right? If all the seas, you know what sea is. I have shown you a picture of a sea also, and you know it is. If all the seas will become one sea, what a great sea that would be. See, if all the seas are coming together, what will happen then, right? If all the trees were one tree, what a great tree that would be. What a great tree that would be, right? If all the axes were one axe, what do you mean by axe? Shall we see it from picture dictionary? Yes, axe is this, right? Okay. If all the axes were one axe, see, if you have one axe, you can do only somewhat small things. If you have all the axes becoming one, then what will happen? You can do your things very easily, right? If all the axes were one axe, what a great axe that would be. What will be? It will be a great thing, right? Great means, what do you mean by great? Shall we look at it from English dictionary and see? Yes, great means uh, if it is a noun, a person who has achieved distinction and honor in some field. He is one of the greatest of American music. Adjective, relatively large in size or number or extent, larger than other of its kind. A great juicy steak, a great multitude. Okay, so that is great. What a great man. If all the axes were one axe, what a great axe that would be. If all the men were one man, so men will if all the men were one man, see, manpower is so big rather than anything, right? So as humans, that is our power, right? What a great axe that would be. If all the men were one man, what a great man he would be. See, if you have one, for example, if you have uh, one person's strength is better than two persons. What is your idea if I ask you that sort of a question? Yes, definitely. If two people are there, you can do more things rather than one person, right? What a great man he would be. And if the great man took the great axe, so this person, great man, is taking an axe and cutting down, right? And cut down the great tree. So, and let it fall into the great sea. So you have to imagine this, right? So imagine a person is there and an axe is there. He is cutting a tree, and this cutting down tree is going to what? Cut down the great tree and let it fall into the great sea. So he's cutting this and he's letting it go, letting it fall into the sea, right? What a great splash that would be. So see this throughout the poem, they are using what? Uh, Actually, although the poet is unknown, this little poem has unknown origins. Structurally, it bears some resemblance to rhyming scheme. So there are a lot of rhyming words in this poem, right? We'll look at those things when you come to what you call yes, when you come to the questions, we can see that, right? So what about your idea? Do you like to enjoy this sort of a poem? Yes, from before moving to the questions, I would like to tell you something, right? So we are using this Read to Me app, right? So when you consider about Read to Me app, it's a very useful app which is there in your smart Android phones. You can download this Read to Me app, student edition as well. Your whole textbooks come under grade 3 to 8 is available in this Read to Me app, right? So in this app, you have a lot of what you call options like translating words, picture dictionary, pronouncing words, English dictionary is there, and you can have terms in your mother tongue, Sinhala language, and Tamil language both. So it's very useful act. What you have to do is, as school children, you should you should be using this app and make your teaching learning process a success. Okay, that is up to you, right, children? Now see, it's a very small poem. Once again, I have to tell you the fact that this poem is only the poem is there, but the poet is unknown, or in other terms, it's anonymous, right? If all the C's were one C, we are moving to the questions now. Find the pairs of rhyming words in the poem. So you have to find out the rhyming words. Right, so we'll see. If all the C's were one C, what a great sea that would be. If all the trees were one tree. So can you please tell me what are the pairs of rhyming words? Yes, do you know what are they? C rhyme with tree, right? So those are the rhyming couplets number one. That is C rhymed with tree. What a great tree that would be if all the axes were one axe. What a great axe that would be. Can you say axe rhyme with man? Can you say like that? How can you interpret rhyming words? Okay, first of all, shall I say rhyming? What do you mean by rhyming? We look at it from English dictionary. Yes, see. So this is the explanation for rhyming words. Verb, compose rhymes. If adjective means having corresponding sounds, especially terminal sounds, rhymed words, rhyming words. That means, in other words, what you have to admit the fact, rhyming words means the what do you call the meaning is not the same, but the same sounds. Those are rhyming words. So what is my question? Is X rhyme with man? No, it's not rhyme with man, right? What a great man he would be. So here, of course, C rhyme with tree, that is right. But what are the other rhyming words you can see? Uh, so you can say these of C tree you can take, right? C tree can be considered, but rather than that, because it's a small thing, you have only uh, find pairs of rhyming words in the poem. Only one pair is there, right? Okay. Which two lines do you like most in the poem? So that is of course an open-ended question for you. You can choose anything. right? Do you like to sing poems or recite poems? It's nice thing, right? So according to your knowledge, they are asking, what is this? What are the lines that you prefer? Oh, can you please tell me what are the lines you prefer? That is, of course, for me, I like this sound, splash, splash. Because of that, I like and let it fall into the great sea. What a great splash, splash that would be. Because splash is something like a beautiful sound. When you say the word splash, of course, it's something beautiful, right? Not, I'm not telling that same line should be your interest also. That is up to you to decide, right? Okay. Which two lines do you like most in the poem and write them? So you have to do that for homework. Okay, it's easy thing. Now try to write your own poem using the given phrases. Okay. Now try to write your own poem using the given phrases. See, they have given this poem starts with if all the seas were one sea. That is how this poem starts. Now they are telling us this sort of a thing. If all the skies were one sky, what the skies will be like that way, what you have to do, make your creative part and make your innovative ideas, and you are going to write a similar one. I'm not telling you to write sonnets and those things like Shakespeare did. So it's very easy things. I mean, 2 3 sentences, right? So it's, you can write those. If all the skies were one sky, these are the clues that they give, right? So these are the clues that they give. If all the skies were one sky, if all the stars were one star, uh, where can you find stars? Do you like stars from them? So writing poems in the sense, make it a point when you are free, in your free time, just read some poems, and if you do not know the what you call the meaning of this, what you have to do is just type it from Google, right? Nowadays this virtual classroom platform is not a I mean it's not an unknown thing for you. Because of that, there is Google, so you can type it and see what is the meaning of it. It's very interesting thing, reading poems and how to identify what is the meaning of it, what is the theme of it. So it's a very interesting thing. It's a creative being a creative thing is writing poems, right? So if all the stars were one star, that is of course one clue that they have given you. If all the wings were one wing, what do you mean by wing? Shall we see it from picture dictionary? What is the wing is? See, these are the wings, right? So you can look at it from even from the, yes. Okay, so wings means that if all if all the wings were one wing, wings means who is having wings? Yes, the birds are having wings, right? So if all the birds were one bird, so if we are using this if clause, it's not totally accept totally in the sense what is telling by using if is it directing, or it cannot be sometimes true or sometimes false. No, there can be false situations also, because we are not using will form, we are using if this sort of a thing happens, this sort of thing will be there, because those things are uncertain, right, when using this clause, right? So if all the birds were one bird, right? So now children, that is yes, that is the yes, that is the end of this poem. Now I want to tell you something else, right? So I have discussed this if all the seas were one sea, right? So here, of course, what I did was, in this poem you have singability abilities there. Because of that, I asked you to go through that video. It's very interesting. They were playing the video, right? So what you have to do is, For homework, I was explaining what is there in this poem. I think a number of students, they have some sort of a picture which is gone to their head when I was introducing this poem. What is it about? And that sort of a thing was gone through in their the head is there in your heads. You have something in your imagination. So from your imagination, for homework, what you have to do is you have to draw a picture. I mean, you have to draw a picture saying what sort of a picture goes to your head when I explain you this poem. Is it difficult for you, children? Can you understand what did I tell you? So I was explaining, if all the seas were one sea, see, if these seas are getting together, what will happen? What a great sea that would be, like that way. If all the trees, imagine all the trees are coming under one roof, what will happen? What a great tree that would be. If all the axes were one x, that means if x, if one x is there, you can do some certain small things. If all the axes becoming one x, then uh, what are the uh, what are the things that you can see? Can you do your work easy or somewhat in a difficult manner? So if all the men were one man, if one person is there in your surrounding, what is the things that he can do as one person? If five persons are there, then it will be somewhat bigger than the portion that they can do. So like that way, what you have to do is, by explaining this poem, some sort of a imagination goes to your head. So what you do for homework is, you have to uh, from your imagination, you have to draw a nice picture, and you have to color it, and then some sort of a clear cut understanding regarding this poem goes to your head. That is of course very important thing for you. That is of course like a brainstorming activity, right? Okay, once again I have to admit the fact that uh, do we have a poet for this poem? No, right? So if you don't have a poet, I told you one word, that is what? If somebody asks what is the name of the poet, so what is your answer? You have to tell the poet is unknown. Otherwise, you have to tell the poet is anonymous, right? So, because you can't say, if the poet is not given, we can't say that some sort of another name. You can't say it's about, if the poem is written by William Wordsworth or William Blake or that sort of a thing. You can't say, right? So, you can say the poet is anonymous or unknown, right? So, now, today we were discussing about what? We were discussing about this poem and what is the meaning of this poem, and we were discussing not only that, what do you mean by rhyming words? Can you please tell me what do you mean by rhyming words? Yes? Is the meaning, are you, when you consider about rhyming words, are you consider about the meaning of the word? No, we don't consider about the meaning of the word. What we do is, we are considering only about the sound system. If the same sounds are there, that is of course the word sound should be same. That is what we call it as rhyming words. So here of course we have only the that we have only uh, I think one is there only, C rhymes with tree, that's all. uh, so we were discussing about rhyming words as well in this poem. Right, children? So before ending, I have to explain something. That is what can you say about this Read to Me app? It's a very interesting app, and it's very useful thing, because in this Read to Me app, you have the whole syllabus. In this whole syllabus, from grade 3 to grade 8, you have a lot of activities in this student edition as well. So make it a point to tell your parents your teachers as well as your friends who are in grade 3 to grade 8 use the maximum benefit of this app, because you can pronounce words in this app, and you have picture dictionaries as well, and pronouncing words, English dictionary. There are a lot of options here. So what you have to do from these options and from this read to me app, make the best benefit of this app to make your teaching and learning success. Okay children, thank you for listening and have a nice day.